Okay, we're looking at the Pololu Maestro Control Center, and this is what tells me what's going on with my system. I'm connected to a 12-channel servo controller via a 3-axis joystick, and I don't have everything quite set up as it will be on my boat, but this shows you how it works. I have three inputs that are basically pots. I have a tiller position, a thruster 1, thruster 2, and a push button, a run hold push button. Uh, these inputs are via the joystick, and they're just 5K pots on the joystick. Um, this here, this one here. I'm doing this because I've got the joystick angled at 45 degrees. So I have my two thrusters here. As you can see, the inputs are varying, and down here, these are the outputs to the actual, in this case, the ESCs to the T200 thrusters. So don't worry too much about these numbers. They haven't been tuned exactly, but the point is you can see that the outputs are following the inputs. Now, if I want to set an output, say there, and be able to take my hands off the joystick, I just push the push button, and now you'll notice that the inputs have returned to the center position, center off, but the thrusters are still getting a signal that tells them to drive at that preset or that previous position before I hit the hold button. And when I hit the hold button, they will return. I'm adjusting my X, Y, and Z axis, and you can see nothing's changing down here. I hit the button, and now everything is back to what I call the run mode. So everything's following all that. I can crank that way over here. I can put those over there. Do another hold. And again, everything stayed where it was fixed when I hit hold. I'm in the hold mode right now. My inputs are varying, but the outputs are not. I'll hit the run or the hold run button again, and now they're all working in concert with each other. The other tabs on this control center, errors, I'm not showing any errors. This is where I set my inputs and outputs, basically what I want them to look like. So these are all inputs from the potentiometers. They're basically 5K pots with 5 volts across them, and the wiper of those pots is the input. In the case of the run hold button, it's just a 10K resistor acting as a pull-up, and I short it out when I push the button. These are my outputs here, my servo that go to my servos. Servo can mean an actual servo, or it can mean, in the case of the thrusters, it's an ESC, electronic speed controller. I don't use any of the serial settings, nor do I do any sequencing, and then I have a script that's running here right now. And I don't know if you can see it on this little video, but it is basically running in this portion of the code until the run hold button gets pushed, and then it's detected here, and then it jumps down into this hold routine where it just sits until the button is pushed again, so it doesn't go up here and sample the inputs. Let's see if I can do that. Yeah, now I'm down here. The cursor is bouncing around inside this portion, and I'll hit the button again, and now it's running from here up through here. No, it's still down there. Okay, hold on. I've got a little fine tuning to do with some of the delays, but anyway, that works pretty well. and it's quite a powerful little device.